So this is week 3 vlog. I was really excited and had a great time last week going over everyone's strengths. That was really fun to just really see where everyone was at and compare notes. This week we had 2 readings. The first was Elevation at Work, The Effects of Leaders' Moral Excellence by Vanello, Jelani, and Haight. And they touched about 3 different studies and really how self-sacrifice and interpersonal fairness can really cultivate influence on followers and, how an organization is run. And I found that to be pretty amazing. But the reading I'm going to talk a little bit more about is Positive Emotions and Upward Spirals in Organizations by Barbara L. Fredrickson. I really enjoyed reading this and got a lot of takeaways from that. First of all, they go into positive organizational scholarships a little bit more and just talking about how to understand the dynamics within organizations, and that's what organizational scholarships do, and that it's to help produce these extraordinary outcomes for organizations and the people within those organizations. But another theory that they brought out was the broaden and build theory. Now, that's something that I have learned in previous quarters and learned about when I first started the positive psychology program. And this suggests that positive emotions broaden people's mode of thinking and action, which over time builds enduring personal and social resources, and how there are really long-term effects to this and great things that can come about this. So the one thing that it talked about in the broaden and build theory was a study, and this was a science-based study, and I always love learning about different things and how positive emotions physiologically can alter the mind and the body. And what it showed was that in a study, laboratory experiments have shown that experiences of positive emotions can quell or undo these lingering cardiovascular effects of negative emotions, and that positive emotions produce faster return to baseline levels of cardiovascular activation following negative emotional arousal. Things like heart rate, vasoconstriction, blood pressure, increases in this and effects to this because the negative emotions can be altered and, changed through positive emotions, and how powerful that is, and that the mind, those ways of thinking can really influence your body's physiological state, and how these theories, and if we have these tools, not just in organizations, but within ourselves, how we're able to flourish and how we can really optimize our well-being. And imagine if we have using these types of theories within the workplace and within organizations, how that can really boost morale and boost, work ethic and functioning and connections and those relationships that we need to really flourish in any type of environment. That's why I feel like it's important to, get that message across so people can really see that it's at their fingertips, and there's really so many things that can really help just through positive thinking, such a non-invasive way to really change so much. Another thing that was interesting that the study did was it kind of separated emotion and mood. So my question to you is, do you think there's a difference between mood and emotion? And how do you separate the two? For the study, for this chapter, it says emotions are multi-component response tendencies that unfold over relatively short time spans. Typically, an emotional process begins with an individual assessment of an event. And then from there, whether it be conscious or unconscious, it triggers a cascade of response tendencies that manifest across loosely coupled component systems, such as facial expressions, physiological changes, and experience. But aside from that, there's moods, where these are just free floating or honestly just objectless. Do you see the difference? Do you kind of agree with this? That was on page at the end of 164 to 165, just if you guys need reference. Another thing that was kind of interesting was there's just different examples of basically what they talked about was different examples of positive emotions and how they can change and cultivate things. For example, joy, for instance, creates the urge to play, push the limits, and be creative. Urge is evident not only in social and physical behavior. Interest is a positive emotion that creates the urge to explore, take in new information, and expand the self in the process. Another one was social play, where it's shared amusement, excitement, and smiles build lasting social bonds and attachment. I feel like sometimes, even since COVID and just with life in general, we kind of forget to just really have those connections and those moments of just actual play, social play, interaction with other people. We get so caught up in the day-to-day task and the to-do list. And so my question for you is, did you take a moment this week to really just have that moment where you had that social bond, that connection? And what did that do for you? Did that create, just a moment of gratitude or happiness? Did you laugh more? Just kind of bring you back and made you kind of reconnect with the people around you and not, take things for granted. We have such busy lives, and I think sometimes we kind of forget the little things. And things like reading these readings kind of just help us kind of bring us back and remember sometimes it's just the little things that can really just create this flourishing and this prosper and this well-being. So I really hope that you guys had that moment or were able to get that moment. If not, experience it over the weekend. It was great talking to you guys, and I can't wait to see what you guys got out of the reading. Bye.